Hey everybody, this is Mike Freeland coming back to you again with another video. Today I want to talk a little bit about proprioception. Proprioception, which is pretty much they are little sensors that are throughout your body within the muscles that help your body know where it is in space. But before I do that, I want to, do my little disclaimer and let everyone know that I am not a doctor. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. What I'm sharing is what I have used to help me overcome dizziness and imbalance issues related to disc degeneration and cervicogenic dizziness. Okay, I created the two ebooks that's attached. They're not big, they're not long, they're not a lot of reading. They're straight to the point about what helped me um, become about 98% back to normal. I do have some days where sometimes I feel a little sluggish or a little more lightheaded than normal, but for the most part, I am I am so grateful to where I am now versus where I was about a year ago and, even 9, 10 months ago. So let me, give my little peek on proprioception. Proprioception, we have it throughout our muscles within our body. It pretty much lets you know or let your body know where you are in space. This is why you can stand on one foot with your eyes open and be kind of steady, but then you can turn right around, close your eyes, and you'll start swaying and falling and all. You can walk. Uh, if you notice when you walk, you may walk a little different in shoes versus being barefoot. They're just there to help your body know where you are in space. And what I learned in this recovery is that they help tremendously in the healing process. You have to do exercises to help your proprioception or proprioceptors get stronger on your road to recovery to help build. Now, again, like I say about everything, what you need to do is what I call rule out all of the acronym tests. You need to have a CAT scan. You need to have, well, a CT scan. You need the MRI with and without contrast. You need to go see an ENT. You need all of these because these are going to rule out many, many things. Make sure that you haven't suffered a stroke. Make sure MS. None of those things are what could be causing your dizziness and imbalance. Once you have those tests done and those are ruled out, what I suggest is schedule an appointment with a chiropractor, a very reputable chiropractor, to um, take x-rays, because what's going to happen when they come back with their x-rays, they're going to be able to show you the narrowing and set you up on a treatment. Now, if you get an MRI and everything, like in my case, it did show that I was having disc degeneration, but they never went beyond that. I had to do my own due diligence to find a chiropractor and everything to actually get back on the road to recovery. So that's what you want to do. You want to rule out all of those and then get you that chiropractor. The chiropractor is going to put you on a schedule. When I first started with the chiropractor, and I said this in other videos, it started out with 3 days a week. I'm now down to 1 day a week. I go on Mondays for my adjustment, the stretching or the decompression of my cervical spine, and some relaxing, and then I'm out of there. It normally takes me about 15 minutes if I'm in right to the tables and things and gone. About 15 minutes now. So you need that. That's going to set you up, and then they're going to increase what they want you to do as you progress. But what I did on my own after a while is I started looking at exercises from doctors and therapists on YouTube, and I found what I'm going to include in the description here, exercises that help with the proprioception. Now, I just want to demonstrate a couple of them, and they're really, really simple. In some cases, you feel like you're not doing anything. But I can tell you, I really can attest to the fact that in a good week or so of doing these, it has helped tremendously as well. And so the simple thing is you want to do isometric. They're pretty much isometric exercises. And so the first would be to take your right hand, put it on the side of your head, turn your head into your hand as if you're trying to push in and you want to use your hand to resist. So it's kind of like a neutral spot. And you want to hold that for 5 seconds and then release. And then you want to do it again for about 5 seconds. Doesn't take long at all. Then release. You want to do again about 5 seconds and release. You want to do those about 5 times on each side. Okay, then you take your left hand. Same thing, pushing into your hand, using your hand to push back for that isometric push, as I call it, and release. You want to do that for 5 seconds and release. Now, what I also do for 5 seconds, what I also do is I use a 30-second timer. So by the end of the 30 seconds, I've done at least about 5 or so, maybe sometimes a little more, depending on if you start directly. Okay? Then the same with the front. You want to push your head into your hand, take your hand and resist it, and you want to do for 5 seconds. Okay? It seems very, minor, but I'm telling you, this helps your proprioception tremendously. You want to do that on that 30-second clock for 5 seconds, and you also want to do the back. You want to push your head into your hand pushing up against your head for 5 seconds. Now, these are just 4. I'm going to include the link to the actual video where I got these from, and there's 10 actually there. And you want to do these twice a day. Usually, what my reputation is, I get up in the morning after everything is done. I usually go for about a 20-30 minute walk. When I come back in from the walk, have my tea or whatever, and then I start all of my exercises, including these. In one of my other videos, I showed the other exercises that I do for mobility, the left to right. I do up. I used to go down, but because the damage in my disc is to the front of the disc, now I do not do that one as much. I don't do it at all, actually, because I know in my head anyway. But that's where the degeneration is. So I don't want to do a stretch there and force down on the disc anymore. So what I normally do is the right to the left. This is over the shoulder as far as you can go without pain. And then I go up as far as you can go and back. Up and back. I used to go down, but I don't do that anymore. And then I go from side to side, neck to shoulder. Okay? And then also I go like a 45-degree angle or kind of right over my knee. But I don't do these as many. It's on an angle. It's not directly in front, but it's on an angle. And I do those. But to go straight down, I no longer do. And I've noticed a difference in that as well. That's why I say it's imperative that you get an x-ray from a chiropractor so you can actually see the disc, the damage. They're going to put you on a plan to take the pressure off the nerves and alleviate the stress off the disc. And then after you get going on there, they're going to do assessments. They may add exercises onto you as you go, but then you can also ask them, maybe after a couple of weeks of doing the exercises that they prescribe, you can ask them about doing these proprioceptive exercises that I just shared with you. Trust me, they don't hurt. You don't want to do anything that's going to cause pain. But I assure you, at least from my experience, guys, adding these proprioception or these isometric exercises for the proprioceptors in my neck muscles helped a whole lot. They're helping a whole lot. So I just wanted to do that, get the ebook to see where I talk about, how things started and my recovery. I'm adding these little videos on the front as well so you can at least see what it is that I do. I sure hope and pray that these help you out. I wish you much success in your recovery. And until my next video, take care and God bless.